Being from here, the west side of Chicago, I was like most. Hell, I thought I'd never make it out. I lost some along the way, but despite everything, I managed to make it through, with the exception of a few war wounds, of course. This is a place where it was kind of hopeless growing up. You dreamed of getting out. A lot of people never leave out the 6 blocks of this area. So, yeah, I've come a long way. You wouldn't believe some of the things that went on behind closed doors here in this house. But I grew up here with my mother, my father, my little sister. This was the front of where we lived. Everything went on here. Like, for instance, I can remember a baby falling out of that building from the 3rd story and dying. Drug dealing, prostitution, gangs like the breeze on the next block, Christiana rocking it. But despite everything, the people in this community were family. Make home feel like home. She planted flowers in the back, and I spent a lot of my time just, playing out back with some of the other neighbors and kids in the area. So, yeah. But back in the early 90s, none of these things were here. You didn't have the movie theater. You didn't have the bank. It was just all vacant lot, tall weeds and trash. But now it's more modern, postmodern. This 1541 South Spalding, I'm also from here. This was my aunt and uncle's building later, but originally my great-grandparents lived here. It was a property my grandparents bought and kept. My uncle later attained it and kept it, but unfortunately he passed last summer. But this was home. We had flowers out here, and we was a tight family right here. But for the west side, this is like one of the more dangerous areas now. You know what I'm saying? 16th Street, infamous for prostitution, but yeah, I can remember riding my bike, wrestling with my cousin out here. You know what I'm saying? It all started for us right here, and we had good values, and we was a good family. You never would have thought this area was, always been a battlefield, but it is. So this is one of the spots I'm from, and I'm gonna take y'all on 19th and Spalding next. We over here on like 21st and Sawyer. Man, this how we got to my grandma's crib. I'm finna take y'all on 19th and Spalding right now. And, yeah, it's always been, pretty reckless back and through here. One thing important about the west side is the viaducts. The viaducts is a division point, especially on this end of town, from the African Americans and the Hispanics. So if you cross that viaduct, you are now in the Hispanic territory, and it could be real dangerous. But you always safe on your side of the viaduct. And I just found that Chicago is one of the more segregated cities in that sense on a lot of aspects. Alright, so right now we on 1921 South Spalding, west side of Chicago. This was my granny's crib. This is a 3-flat building. And back in that particular time, this area used to be mostly Polish and African American at one point. The demographic definitely changed later. But yeah, she raised 6 children in this 3-flat. And then later, as we all grew up, it was always home. If you ever needed somewhere to stay, her and my grandfather worked hard to pay off this property, and you could always come home. And I think in a sense, a lot of black people have lost that sense of unity with their family. But yeah, this was always home. Me and my cousins, we fought, we wrestled out here. And we just were nurtured and grew. We had epic block parties on this block, and so this was home. My grandmother always stayed on the first floor, and my aunts and uncles on the second floor. At one point, my cousin was on the 3rd floor. So we just come a long way from here. And this was a tight-knit community, but it used to be African American and Polish. So, who am I? I ask myself that question a lot of times. I wear a few titles. I'm Alicia to most. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm a good friend. To some that hate me, maybe even a bitch. But the strongest title that I wear is that of mommy. But I like to call myself Bodacious Wonder Woman. Got it tatted on my chest and everything. If you look up the word bodacious, it means remarkable, courageous, audacious, spirited, ambitious. Everything that I try to embody on a day-to-day. With having my first child, a daughter, at the age of 15, and thinking I was in love later, having 3 boys after that, I think I've definitely earned the title. I do whatever needs to be done to keep our family together. My babies depend on me. Night shifts, school in the day, whatever it takes. Everything, I think my mom is very hardworking and strong. And I love you. What happened? Yeah. I don't care if I lose money. That's how I play it. Life is a lot like a chess game. But at the end of the day, it's not whether you win or lose. It's how you play it. And those are the values that I'm trying to instill in my children. So where am I at currently? I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to do the best I can. And I definitely have no regrets. And I strive for excellence every day. Just moving forward. I work hard. I try to keep the kids out of the inner city. And even though we living in the burbs, it's still the same way, so to speak. We make do with what we have and do the best we can. And I thank God every day, and I stay prayed up, and I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be a sophomore at Columbia College Chicago, studying arts, entertainment, and media management. How can I tell my children to pursue their dreams and I wasn't chasing them myself? I've accomplished a lot. I graduated from the Illinois Center for Broadcasting, and I'm very multi-talented in a lot of ways. And just hopefully one day I can move to Atlanta and start my music management company and just grow and hopefully, just provide a better opportunity for my children. But in the meantime, I definitely work my ass off to make sure that they have as many opportunities as they can. My son wrestles, my daughter plays basketball, and I just try to keep everybody focused on doing the best that they can. And I think, if nothing else, I'm showing them a good example of how to keep working and striving and not giving up. Yes, do I have my days where it is unbearable and my back is against the wall? Yes, but you have to keep fighting. If nothing else, the West Side taught me that, how to keep fighting. At the end of the day, it's like, what the hell you holding the dice for? I gotta keep rolling. Have someone help you put lipstick on, yeah, high heels, now you're 6 feet tall.